Welcome, everybody, to the June 2026 edition of the DoD Dialogues.
Yes.
I'm Jim Powell. I'm the owner of CrossFit Doors of Daring here in Waxhaw, North Carolina, and I'm joined today by our illustrious head coach, Courtney Barbour, also an owner of Doors of Daring.
What's up, guys?
And today we're also joined by one of our longtime members, Laurie Maddex. Welcome to the show,
Yes,
Laurie.
thank you.
Welcome. Awesome. Well, we hear from our members all the time that they like to hear from our members.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They like to hear less of us and more from you.
Yes.
So we're gonna give the people what they ask for.
Okay.
Today.
No,
Okay.
Also what we
deliver.
love. Yeah.
So we're gonna start small. Just try to get to know Laurie a little bit. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about who you are outside of the gym.
Oh, gosh. Well, that's hard because I spend a lot of time here now.
Yes.
I am a former teacher. I am mom to 4 boys. Ian's my oldest. He's 21. And then Zeke is next. He's 19. Chase is after that. 5 days later, 19.
Yes.
And then Gavin turns 17 this month. And so mom, I guess, is a big part of my title. But I also do real estate on the side because that was something I could balance with being a special needs mom and trying to, just contribute a little bit. And I also do property management when I'm not over volunteering for my kids' extracurricular activities.
Over volunteering. Yeah.
Oversubscribed.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, that sounds like a pretty full life. We're going to get into a lot of that, I think, and figure out how you have time for this CrossFit thing. But how did you find CrossFit?
So I think it was, 2016 or so that I started with another CrossFit in Waxhaw. And I don't know exactly how I found them. I was just looking for something else to do. I had done some personal training. I had done some, beach body stuff at home. And I was kind of just done with that stuff, and I needed something. I needed community. I needed something more, and so I just gave it a try, and it was scary.
And crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they go upside down.
Yes. My thoughts too when I started. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah. So I did that for a few years, and then I had some medical stuff happening, and then COVID happened, and I just kind of fell out of that gym and started doing some things on my own again and kind of failed spectacularly. And I actually found Doors of Daring because I was looking for an alternative for Chase and Zeke to do gymnastics because they had been participating in gymnastics for so long. And their team kind of folded, their Special Olympics stuff kind of fell apart. And so I knew I wanted to keep them active, and you guys had a JV class. And so that's when I emailed and I said, would you mind maybe taking a look to see if they'd fit in? And like automatically, I don't know if it was you, Courtney, who answered me first.
I don't know. It might have been Sarah back then or something.
Yeah. But it was like an automatic, yes, bring them in. Let's see. Yeah. And like it just lent itself so easily to modifying to their needs. Like it wasn't even a second thought. It was so great.
Amazing.
And then I just watched them do it for like 2 years. Well, I did nothing.
What made you believe that?
You were being a very good mom to them. Let's be clear. Yes, you were doing
very
many
present.
things. Yeah,
Very present.
It was.
Yes.
But what made you cross over that line and believe that, hey, I can do this? Again.
Right. Yeah. Because at that point I had, again, done nothing for a long time, neglected Laurie for a long time. And it was Natalie who said, you know what? Can we just get off this bench? Because she was bringing Willie.
Yeah.
Can we get off this bench and just go walk while they do their
Yes,
JV
Natalie.
class?
Let's go, Natalie.
And I was like, fine.
Yeah.
And it was like summer and it was hot. And so we would walk a little bit. And then finally she's like, okay, I'm ready to come over to this gym because she was at a different gym. She's like, you should do it too. I was like, I didn't really want to.
No, are you sure?
But it was like positive peer pressure. And
Yeah.
so I was, I said, okay, I'll try. Maybe I'll just do a couple days a week. Just just 2 days a week.
Yes.
Just a couple days a week.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what was your first workout with us? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. I don't know. I was
Yeah.
probably a little intimidated. I know very early on we did like 3 or 5 minutes of burpees straight, and that was a lot for my body.
Well,
We did like a whole burpee cycle, like, when you were kind of first joining there. Just like build endurance and strength and working on technique there.
That was a little rude.
Yeah.
That was a little rude.
I mean, it was awesome going into the open, but to a new person, it's like, I thought you said they were mixed into workouts.
So you don't remember, but you know there were a lot of burpees.
I do. Yeah. I also
yeah.
distinctly remember wall balls and, teaching my body how to do those again.
Well, speaking of not remembering, we always open our podcast by talking about what we did for fitness today.
Yeah.
And somebody
I
forgot
was letting
that.
you roll. I was letting you
I don't know
roll.
who forgot that, but so Laurie, what'd you do for fitness today?
Well, I was at the 5 a.m. class this morning.
Yes, like she always is.
Yes.
Every morning.
Nice. And tell us about the workout today. How'd it go?
I started with an 800-meter run, which is always not really my favorite. And then what was it? The
Carries.
farmer's carries,
Yeah.
the box jumps, and then the devil's press. And I go into almost every single workout going, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And then I come out the other side like, I did it. So
That's awesome.
it turned out fine. It's
That's
fine.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a good
That's
workout.
awesome.
And I feel like you and Natalie kind of like peer pressure each other now at
Absolutely.
the 5 a.m.
100%.
It's funny now hearing it started with just her because I hear that banter back and forth now all the time. But like you're like, I think we can do this. And she's like, oh yeah, we can. Or sometimes it's vice versa.
Sometimes there's a little grumbling, but there's like the clock starts and we're like, okay, you're on, go.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I did class workout too. I just I modified it a lot today because my feet have been bothering me. I don't know if it was like shoes or just getting back into a lot of running around Murph Prep or whatever. But instead of the runs, I did C2 bike, double the meters, and then did the carries. That was okay. Did double dumbbell box step ups instead of the jumps, and devil press was okay too. So I stuck with those, but that was good. It was a 25-minute AMRAP, so it's a perfect example of whatever you're doing in CrossFit, right? Whatever it looks like, you're gonna get fitter for 25 minutes, right? And yeah, it was a perfect time to practice what I preach with modifying. So my body was just not ready for that today.
Yeah, that's great. The members need to see that,
Heck
right?
yeah.
Especially from someone as fit as you.
And it was
like,
still
hey, I'm scaling.
very
Why not?
hard. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I got way fitter today. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I did not do today's workout. I missed you at 5 a.m. Sorry for that. I was just getting back from travel today. But so I'll tell you about what I did yesterday. How about that? So I was traveling and I was at this hotel that had just a very sort of average hotel gym in Austin, Texas. And, just like every hotel gym, they always have a pretty good array of dumbbells.
yeah.
You can always grab dumbbells, a treadmill, whatever you want. So I did a little shoulder prehab, did a mile warm up, and then I did a workout that really doesn't require much of a warm up at all. That I tend to go to some of these types of things when I'm on the road. And so it's a death by workout.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who don't know death by, it's every minute on the minute you do 1 rep, and then the next minute 2 reps, the next minute 3 reps. And so it's kind of a built-in warm up, The first few minutes, you're really just standing around a lot, right? And you're working on your technique of what the thing is. And so yesterday, I did death by double dumbbell thruster.
Nice.
With 35s. 35s,
Yeah,
not 50s, because that would have been over in like 8 minutes, I think.
I always do them with 35s.
Yeah.
Still spicy.
Yeah. And that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Where did you die?
I stopped at 12. So I finished the round of 12 like on the buzzer.
Yeah.
Because I ended up doing like 6, 3, 3, with a little bit of break in between. I never set them down, but I took breaks at the shoulders. But yeah, when you finish the 12 at the buzzer, you're like, there's no way I'm getting 13. But you add all that up. I think it's.
No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks for the encouragement, Court.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think so.
Good.
But I think, total that's like 78
Yeah.
thrusters with
That's
35s.
Yeah.
That's enough volume for me.
And like that is the best way to accumulate volume, right? Like that, because it feels so easy up until you get to that like
8,
9,
9,
10. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then but that's really only a couple minutes that you're like really suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I felt like it was good. Last time I logged these workouts, and the last time I did death by thruster workout was with an empty barbell. And that's a whole different vibe. That hurts a lot. Right? That's a lot because you can go a lot deeper into the pain cave.
Yeah.
I think I made it through the round of 16.
Yeah.
That's just anyway. Too much on that, but
Empty barbell fan.
that's not your jam, huh?
No.
All right, well, let's keep going.
Okay, I'm up next. We want to know what does a typical day look like for you outside of the gym?
Okay.
I know when it's like typical day, you're like, what is a typical day? But like, maybe just batch it, like kids, you guys, personally work, whatever. What does that look like?
Yeah. So I usually after my 5 a.m. workout, I stay here and I do like a 35-minute just like stretch.
Always the mobility.
That. Yeah,
Always
mobility. It started with like PT and, so that's my favorite part of the day. And then I go home, I get kids up, make lunches. Send the first wave off to school, then the second wave goes to school.
That's awesome.
And then my days are usually just like a mix of everything because property management. So I'm either in the car or I'm on the computer, and then it's also just taking care of the house and the grocery store and Costco, and just a lot of running around and piecemealing things together until 2:45 when I have to go back to the school, pick up the children, bring them home, and then we have like a quick 30 minutes to make sure that they get a snack, get changed, and then we come back here.
We see Laurie for the second
right, second wave of CrossFit at 4:30.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of become a big family affair too, because now both boys are back in CrossFit and Chase and Zeke. And then, Brian started back too. So, we get to see him a few times a week here, and that's fun. And then we go home and we do usually I make dinner before we come to CrossFit so that it's ready to go, like shove plates in front of everybody's faces, like eat, go, shower, go, get in bed. And then I fall in bed because my alarm goes off at 4:15 in the morning, and I would really like to be in bed by 8:30, and that sometimes happens, and most of the time it's like 10.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's
not great.
I'm literally in that exact same boat though, because it's hard with kids and preparing for the next day and all the things. Mm-hmm. You have the best intentions. I'm going to get good sleep. And then there's stuff that needs to be done.
Yes.
Or you're like, I actually want to sit and talk to Brian for a little bit or whatever, right?
Yeah, occasionally we like to do just a high five. And
Good seeing you.
We did it today.
Right. We always get in bed. We're like, oh, it's our favorite time of day. We did it.
See you again tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Meet back here tomorrow.
Right.
Same time.
Exactly.
But just something fun. What's something that people at the gym might not know about you?
That is a curveball. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know you did property management stuff. I knew Brian was in the mortgage world. But that's super cool.
Yeah. So we've just kind of acquired properties since kind of COVID, a little bit before that, and so we like to get away. We just found places where we like to vacation, and that's like nice because Chase loves routine, and so that vacations are kind of a routine for him still, and he's comfortable, and then we are too. So.
Nice.
So we like to
And so is it like vacation rental places, short-term rentals?
Yeah, some mountains, some lakes.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
So you guys hit Laurie up if you want to go visit a mountain or a lake. Awesome.
It's amazing when vacation becomes like routine. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome that you've been able to make that a real repeatable thing in his life. That's cool.
Yeah.
You're such a good mom, Laurie. And you too, Brian. You're a good dad.
It's pretty awesome.
He's awesome.
One of the reasons why we're so excited to talk to you is like you've been on this transformation journey for like the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that looks at your Facebook account, sees you in the gym, knows that you've worked really, really hard to get to where you are.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe like how you started on the journey and maybe when you started to see results and how that sort of maybe snowballed for you?
Yeah. Yeah. So Chase got sick, he had leukemia. I was diagnosed in October 24. And so, but by that time I had already kind of just lost myself a little bit in just caretaking, special needs parenting, just regular parenting, being at home, not being at school anymore. You know, teaching is very like routine, regimented. You know, that was easier to like keep my life in line with. And so when all of that kind of went away, I was just kind of existing and just, you know, just survival mode. And it amplified even more when Chase was sick and we spent a lot of time in the hospital. And so then there was like no movement and not a lot of control over our food and high stress, obviously, you know. So, and it was all about like just caretaking and for everybody else except for me. And so I finally got to a point where I knew it had to be me. I had to take care of me finally. And like, it was little stuff. Like I would be on the floor, you know, which Chase loves to be on the floor. He's on the floor all the time. And I would get down with him. He like lives on the living room carpet. He just lives there.
I love
like a little cave. But I would get down there with him and then it would be hard for me to get back up. Like my knees were hurting, my ankles, my elbows, like everything. And I was like 85 pounds heavier than I needed to be. And not paying attention to food choices. We used to be really good at like, we were full vegan for several, like 6 years, you know, and we were very careful about what we ate. And then all of a sudden we just were not. So just all that snowballed. And I just felt bad. And I also knew not only for me, but like I needed to be around for my kids. And, you know, when you're typical kids grow up and they leave and they're, you know, you've done your job and they fly and they're, you know, successful on their own. You don't have to worry about them so much anymore. But like Chase and Zeke, I don't have anybody who's going to step in and take care of them for the rest of their lives or, you know, be there. I mean, there's varying levels of independence, but they're always going to need somebody and that someone's got to be able to keep up with them. Yeah. And it wasn't
and those
me.
two are not sitting around.
No. So at that point I knew like I can't keep up with them the way that I'm going right now. So I told myself like, okay, this is the year of Laurie. I just have to do it.
I love
so
that.
That's when I committed. And of course, like I said before, you know, Chase got sick right as we joined, as I joined Doors of Daring. And
but they had been members for a little while at that point. So y'all already kind of felt like family at that point. Yeah.
So then I was just like, we're in the hospital. We're still kind of in that high stress environment, but at least let me take control of my food. And so I got my food under control for a few months, lost some weight. Still having some like joint issues and pain and stuff and still carrying like an extra 50 pounds or so and just kind of uncomfortable and not feeling my best still. But then I knew as soon as Chase was done kind of being in the hospital for long periods of time, it was June. I said, if I can get to June, then I can be consistent at the gym. Yeah. And then like I'll have the diet and the movement and I can put them together and it'll be great. And so that's when I just committed to it. And again, like started 2 days a week, 3 days a week maybe until Natalie made me come 5.
And I know we've talked about this, but like when you first started, you had some knee issues and some stuff you had to work around. But you know, from a coach's perspective, it was so cool because I felt like that never deterred you. Like, you always came in, you were like, I'm going to make something happen. Right. Whatever I can do, like I'm doing something. Yes. Because I think that like injuries or persisting pain or whatever is the number one thing that deters people from coming in here, right? Yeah. And it's like, well, if I can't do what's written on the board, or if I, you know, have to ask the coach what I should do instead, or I don't want to be a bother, I don't, you know. And it was so cool to see you just like even if I sit on this box and just push the dumbbells, I will do it. And
Right.
but now hearing you, like, I was determined, this is the year of Laurie, blah, 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 that makes so much sense
Yeah.
because it wasn't about anyone else. It was about like, I need this,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
That's
I know
really cool.
me, I either do it all or I do none of it. And, you know, if I'm not consistent, like it doesn't.
Yeah. So you had to
doesn't-
keep
Yeah,
showing
you
up.
were
had to.
all in. You had surgery, didn't you? On the knee?
Yeah.
Yeah. February. That following February, I had surgery. I think it might have been a little overzealous when I first started, but I also had some knee issues to begin with. You know?
February of 25. Yeah.
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 I remember watching you
And-
rehab that knee like
Yeah.
religiously. I mean, it was textbook.
Yeah. It was like on a
Whoever your
mission.
PT is, man.
She was great.
Crushed
I do remember going
She
to the
crushed it.
PT office and she's like, so what do you do? I'm like, well, you know, I'm still going to do CrossFit.
Yeah.
And my knee is like this big.
And depending on the PT, they're like,
yeah.
Some are like, that's great. Some are
Yeah,
like,
no, she was
Yes.
fine, but she was like, maybe like don't lift a lot right away.
I know. My PT's like, how much did you deadlift today? I'm like, well, it's only 50% of my 1 rep max. So
yeah.
before you judge
It's
me,
fine. It's fine.
before you judge me,
let's talk in percentages.
I know. And then they think I'm even crazier. 'cause
That's
I'm
what I
talking
prefer
in
too.
percentages.
I prefer let's talk in percentages, but for a different reason than you. A very different reason.
Oh my God. Dude,
So,
well, we were so proud of you for that.
Tell us about what you're the most proud of. So, you know,
Yeah.
of all the things that you've sort of accomplished over the last year and a half, 2 years
Yeah.
on this journey you've been on, what would
Yeah.
you say is the thing you're most proud of in sort of the physical world, right? In terms of CrossFit.
I think the consistency, I'm really proud of. Just sticking with it for
Yeah.
2 years now, you know, 2 straight years, because it was that June where it's like,
Dude.
and then like just like minutia, little stuff is I can box jump now and I'm not scared of him anymore.
Dude, hammer them
That
out.
took me a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then like I had some gymnastics goals this last quarter. And so now I can go upside down on the wall, which is like super huge for me too. 'cause
Now you're a
there's never-
crazy CrossFitter.
You got inversion, we got jumping.
I know. And like I was
awesome.
not an athletic child like that was fitness was not a value of my family's and like we were musical, we were theater people, we're, you know, like, but
Okay,
like
Jim.
but yeah, athletics was not a thing. So like I did some dance and some, you know, whatever, but I wasn't ever an athlete. So
Yeah.
I love that now, like I feel like an athlete, you
are,
know, like
for sure.
sometimes I go by a mirror, I'm like, I look like an athlete.
Look at me in my leggings, you know? I love that.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, it helps you sort of reframe fitness, you know? We talk about a lot, like, you know, just laying bricks and you know,
Yeah.
really thinking differently about what does a good hour in the gym look like. So for you, when you come in, you know, 5 a.m. religiously and you stay after and do your mobility work, but you walk out 6:35, 6:40, something like that. What's a good day for you? How do you define, I had a good day at the gym?
I mean, just finishing the workout, really, you know, because I think that there is some like not body dysmorphia, but like fitness dysmorphia. When I look at the WOD for the day, you know, at home, I'm planning my outfit.
Yes,
What
because you
shoes do I have to
really
wear?
have to. Shorts or pants,
Right,
like all those decisions, yes.
But I look
That
at the
y'all don't have to
WOD.
go through.
You don't. And I think like, oh, I'm going to have to modify all of that, you know? And then I come in and I can do more RX than I thought I could, or I scale but to a higher level like that I thought I could. Or even if I just finish the WOD, I'm always kind of surprised at myself every day.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Being able to just walk out like, hey, I did it. And I did better than I thought I was going to do.
Yes.
That's just such a great feeling.
Yep.
I hope it lasts for you forever.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, me
It's a great feeling.
I agree with that. That's such, that's awesome. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about part of your journey, right? Being with the help of a GLP-1, right?
Yeah.
Or really utilizing that to work with your goals and all the other strategies that you used.
Yeah.
I think one thing that really inspired me as a fitness professional, right, is seeing you use that alongside of really good nutrition habits and really good like fitness instruction, right? And consistency in a gym, strength training, all those things.
Yep.
But there's such a stigma around that in our culture and our society, and specifically in gym spaces, right? And so one of the reasons I wanted to kind of rack your brain for everyone to hear is because your journey has been so positive and so healthy and really awesome. And I want to provide some clarity for people around that and maybe just some information. So, so I'm going to let you kind of speak a lot on that as much as you're comfortable. But kind of when you and your doctor, whoever, right, went over that, what was kind of described to you, or what research did you do about what that GLP-1 was and what was its purpose, right?
Yep.
And then what kind of led you to decide, all right, this might be an okay option for me and part of my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, when I started just getting in control of food,
Yeah.
that was the first 35 pounds, no GLP.
Yeah.
And then I had just a wellness, annual checkup with my doctor, and she was really proud of me.
Yeah.
And I was still having like inflammation in my joints. I still felt creaky. And so I had read that maybe that could help.
Yeah.
And so I asked about it. And also kind of on that same line, like perimenopause and HRT therapy was kind of like all kinds of things that I was thinking about, like what's going to help this?
Yeah. Which of these options might fit? Yeah. Yeah.
HRT is not an option for me because of autoimmune things.
Gotcha.
So I said, can we try the GLP and see if that helps? And she's like, yes, but just as long as you use it as a tool. You have to lift weights. You have to eat protein.
Oh, that's great.
Your doctor sounds
So
awesome.
she's amazing.
The best.
Yeah. So I was like, let's try, because I could try it and I could not feel good on it, or it doesn't make a difference, and then I can stop it. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
So I started on just the smallest, teeniest dose.
Yeah.
And I didn't really notice a huge change in anything except for the inflammation. I really, really felt better. Knees, ankles, elbows.
Oh.
That's cool.
And I don't know if it was just placebo effect.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think there is some appetite suppression too, just because it like slows the gastric emptying. But because I was already in a good place with my food, I didn't really change that much when I went on the GLP. I still hit my protein goals, hit my fiber goals, stayed within my calorie deficit, which was not that large. It was like 1,600, 1,800 calories. Like I didn't ever really go below that. And so again, like I didn't change that much, but I started feeling better. I think it does take away a little bit of that edge, like, oh, I'm a little snacky, or like stop at like one portion instead of just mindless eating. So I think that helped a lot.
Especially when you're in kind of high stress time of your life still, maybe like,
Yes, absolutely. So I never had any side effects really. But I think that's probably because I was eating really well. And working out. So it's kind of boring. I don't have like a huge story about it.
Like, I love hearing that though, because I think one of the things that is like on an extreme in our culture, right, is that I can't get my eating under control. I can't get my nutrition under control. This is going to be the thing that does it for me, right? And sometimes people use that as like a blame, right, or an attack. And then I think sometimes people realistically are hoping that, right? Which it is so hard. I mean, you know that from your personal experience.
Right.
In doing that in a super stressful time of your life. So I think it's huge that people hear that is something you need to, you need to get those nutrition skills and find those targets, your protein fiber targets, all those things alongside of, you know, a GLP-1 even if that's the choice for you. Right. I love that you worked with your doctor on that.
Nutritionist too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, where you got your numbers from. Okay.
Yeah.
So nutritionist, and she helped you set your macro numbers and your targets and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Are you still working with that person? I know we've had goal reviews. We've
Not
talked
really.
about, okay.
Yeah. I mean, now that I'm just like, again, consistent.
Yeah.
I know what I can eat. I know what feels good. I know what fuels my body, and I can come in and do a workout and feel good afterwards.
Yeah.
So I don't really work with a nutritionist anymore. I just kind of status quo now.
Kind of maintenance mode.
Yeah. I've been maintenance for like 8 months now.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And tapered off the GLP or
No,
still
I had like a little plateau, and we went up 1 dose. And that was like for 2 months. And then I went back down, and I just am still on that little tiny dose. And I have like stretched it out to 10 days and 14 days instead of 7 days, which my doctor really didn't love. She wants it to be like consistent. So fine. So I do take it every week still, but it's still a little dose. I feel like I could probably not take it now.
Yeah.
And
mostly really just for your joints at this point is what you're saying.
And I did ask her, you know, do my joints feel better because I have less load on them now?
Yeah.
Or because I finally have muscles again? Or it's really doing something metabolically that, you know, helps? And she said all of the above.
And the mobility work you've been doing.
And really like fat is inflammatory. So when that goes down, like you have less of that. You know, happening in there too. So I don't know.
And arguably, probably, you know, when we're eating a lot of food that's not ideal, right? So a lot of artificial ingredients and things like that, that in bulk qualities can also be inflammatory, right? I'm never going to be one of these people that's like, never, ever have the Coke Zero, right? But if that's all you're ever having, he's laughing because I, in fact... had a Coke Zero. Shout out to Coach Dave. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, if that's all you're ever having, right? And you're in a hospital eating whatever's available and stuff, like that's going to be inflammatory too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was important for me to really focus on good nutrition, but not to a point where I'm obsessive about it. So if I want to have a donut, I have a donut, you know, and I just adjust my carbs somewhere else. Do
you want to make delicious Rice Krispie treats and bring them to
oh
the
my
gym?
Gosh.
You guys, she needs to start her own business. These
wow, those
sometimes
are ridiculous.
I might have a little pre-workout Rice Krispie treat. I don't know.
It's amazing.
A little
Lance thought
Rice
those
Krispie
were like
treat.
commercially made.
Yeah.
That's so good. Another question on that, right, is how important do you think like the strength training element was in here specifically? Because that's what kind of the research shows, right? That especially for women, it's so important that women, if they're going to use a GLP-1, do some sort of strength training or resistance training or something, which kind of would, you know, like that means like yoga's not enough or whatever, right? So what are your kind of thoughts on that and your personal journey and stuff?
I think that whenever you lose a significant amount of weight, you are losing muscle mass too if you're not working on that, right? So like my weight has always roller coastered. You know, I've been down to 115 and over 200 before. And so, but when I was at 115, it was because I wasn't eating very much at all and I wasn't working out. So, I mean, even though I was
still not healthy, not strong.
Right. It was small, but not strong.
Yeah.
And so now, like having done all of that and know how I feel right now, like it is a world of difference. Like I have muscles that I never had before in my entire life. You know, sometimes I look and I'm like, oh my God, I've got quads. I've never had quads before.
I'm telling you, I compliment Laurie's arms every day. They're so beautiful.
Sun's out,
and
guns out.
Earned them. You've earned them, right? And like we talked about this briefly. There's this mindset, right, of just I have to be thin, I have to be smaller, I have to take up less space, right? And we've seen you like on this weight loss journey, absolutely like lose some weight and become healthier, and your joints ache less and everything. But you're not smaller, taking up less space, right? You're bolder, more confident,
Yeah.
arguably taking up more space.
Yes. Yeah.
In a super cool way. So
I was at Home Depot a few weeks ago, and this kid was like, I was like self-checkout, and he was like monitoring it, the Home Depot guy. And I was bagging my stuff up, and I picked up this like gallon of whatever bug stuff,
Yeah.
and I put it in the cart, and he's like, do you go to CrossFit?
Yes.
Yes, I do. He's like, oh yeah, because I could see.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is
Biggest compliment ever.
It is.
Shout out to the Home Depot guy.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Were you wearing a CrossFit shirt?
No. I mean, I admittedly had not changed from working out in the morning, so I was like,
That's
you know,
awesome.
Yeah.
You looked the
take
part.
it whatever.
You
I
looked the
did.
part?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, talking about how you sort of got your nutrition pretty well under control before you started on the GLP, what would you say to someone that maybe is a little bit more in the camp that Courtney was talking about? Maybe they struggle with nutrition and they kind of want to get going on the GLP-1 before they've figured that out. What kind of advice would you give someone in that camp?
So that's so hard because I mean, I've had like a personal friend say, I had to up my dose until I wasn't hungry anymore. And I don't think that that's the goal. I think it's to kind of realign yourself so you can make better nutrition decisions. So I would say, first of all, you have to get your protein in. You have to. And once you do that and your fiber and and you fit that all within your calories, like you're not hungry anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I tell people that all the time. You can eat a lot of food.
You make good food choices
Yeah.
and you're full. And so I think that having that mindset of I'm going to eat my macros and within my calories, and then I'm going to have this GLP as like a guardrail, like I don't need that bag of Doritos because I'm not snacky and it's fine.
Yeah.
But you're still you're not going to make good food choices if you don't fill up on your good macros first.
I love that you frame it that way, especially that you automatically go to the protein because that's my number one worry with anyone that's thinking of going this route is, are you going to take such a dose that it's going to impede your ability to eat enough protein?
Right.
Which is what you need to sustain and build muscle.
Yeah.
So I worry about the weight loss being disproportionate or just, there's just too much muscle mass loss.
Right. Right.
So I worry about that. As people are trying to hang on to muscle, they're aging at the same time. They're losing weight at an accelerated rate.
Yeah.
I mean, even some of our members that are, they're not overweight, they're not thinking about GLP-1, they really struggle to hit protein targets. I had a goal review. You know who you are. I had a goal review just recently with one of our male members. Weighs about 170 pounds and like straight face told me I eat like 60 grams of protein a day. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you gotta,
He's not going to be mad at me for saying this.
You
That
gotta
was
double that.
Lance freaking Barber until not that long ago. I tracked his food for him one time and I was like, babe, how are you not like dead?
Yes.
What? Like he's in here back squatting 400 pounds, eating like one chicken breast the whole day. I'm like,
You gotta eat the
failure as a
protein.
wife.
And tracking your
Yeah.
food, that's a
Yeah.
good point too. Like that had to happen. At the very beginning, I tracked everything just to see where I was, and it was surprising.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't.
And if at one point in your life you knew and you kept good track of it, then you just drift from it.
Yes.
You're like,
Absolutely.
and you, if what
a
what doesn't
little
get measured
realignment.
doesn't get managed,
Right.
right? So
Right. Yeah.
I think it's good to check back in, make sure that is actually 4 ounces of
Yeah.
chicken. It's not.
Yeah.
2
I actually
or
checked
8.
back in today because I don't track every day anymore. And I thought like, I'm going to go do this podcast. Maybe I better check and make
see.
sure I'm doing what I say I'm doing. And I am. So
Yeah.
it's still good.
I love that you bring that up because I think when I talk to people about macro tracking, right, it's like, oh, I have to live my life this way. And it's like, no. Like, let's go through a season and
That's
let's
right.
do
Yes.
this. Then we maybe go through a season where we don't.
Right.
And then maybe go through another season where we do. And then, and it's just a tool that we put in our
Yep.
toolbox. And then you can start to eyeball things. Like, I know that chicken breast is about this. I
Yeah.
know, you know.
Because you've learned.
Yes,
Right.
You
because
put it
you've
on a
learned.
scale enough
But if
times
you
to
never
know.
do it,
Right.
if you never do it, you don't know.
Yep. Yep.
One thing too that I just love about this whole conversation surrounding this is that the goal is like health and like being able to be the best mom and the best Laurie. Really, that was coming first, right? Finally,
Yes.
Laurie, so that you could be the best mom and the best, you know.
Yeah.
And I kind of talk to us a little bit about like maybe some other mindsets that come about there, but like why you chose that health one, you know,
Yeah.
like, cause it's not always that positively framed, when it comes to like GLP usage and stuff like
Yeah.
that, especially for females, maybe guys too, but like I know for females, yeah.
I think it was more of like I'm going to love my body through this.
Yes.
You know, like I'm not happy where I am. I'm not serving myself well with what I was doing.
Yeah.
And like, how do I help myself?
Yeah.
You know, and then that it helps my family too.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's now it's turned into like, this is fun. You know,
Yes.
I love coming into the gym now. I love my community
Yeah.
here. I love my 5 a.m. class. Even though school is out, I'm still going to be at 5 a.m.
Isn't that crazy?
It's really crazy.
I love it so much.
But you know, I enjoy it now, and now it's coming from a place of just being grateful. Like my body can do this now, and I did that for myself.
Yeah. And so inspirational for all the people that are like, I have to be thinner, I have to be
Right.
you know, like it becomes where like there's no limit on that, right? And it can be like a really dangerous slippery slope if that is the goal only, purely, right?
But for health, you know, and strength, and making sure my old lady body is as good as it can be for later.
Yeah.
You know, it's just more than fitting into a pair of jeans. It's like a nice side effect that can fit into my jeans now, you know, but it's so much more than just being skinny. And then I also think that because CrossFit and just working out and strength training is such a big part of it, it makes it so it's sustainable, you know. And I think that if you're taking the GLP just so that you don't eat anymore, just so you can be as skinny as you can be, I mean, you're going to be on that GLP forever and ever and ever. And not that that's a bad thing, you know, like we're treating it's a metabolic support, and that's fine.
Yeah, we know there's other uses for it. And
right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. But what happens when you don't build up your body to self-maintain?
Yeah.
think.
And I think just mentally too, right?
Yeah.
That's so hard. There's a lot, like we could go down a lot of rabbit trails there about
Right.
like how just as far as body positivity goes and self-worth and all these things, right? How that can lead to a spiral of just like, I'm not good enough.
Right.
One of the things that made me fall in love with CrossFit was like, because I dabbled in bodybuilding a little bit before coming to the CrossFit space, was that these women were judged on like what they could do measurably, not what they looked like on a stage in clear heels. Not like, I have so much respect for people who do that and thrive in it. I'm like, you are freaking awesome. But for me, like mentally, that wasn't a good headspace, right?
Yeah.
And it was a lot healthier to go to a place where it's like, no, we're cheering for people in this, like not on how they look in their gym t-shirt, but like what the dumbbells that they just picked up, like you said, right? A good day for you in a CrossFit class is not how you look in your reflection in those doors or whatever, right? It is like what you accomplished that day. And that's, to me, is so much healthier over years and years and years of practice, you know? And so much more enjoyable, so much more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you pair it with, health being
The main goal.
fitness over time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
With the aging arc such that it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have a great community alongside you doing it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's so much more fulfilling,
Absolutely.
you know.
A great community that your boys are a big part of as well and have been for a long time. So I want to pivot to that.
Okay. Okay.
So tell us, you mentioned, Zeke and Chase, both special needs boys. Tell us about a little bit about what that's like, and how you've sort of persevered through. You mentioned that the gymnastics group that they were a part of, shut down. And you and I have had conversations before about some of these things last for a little while and they fizzled out.
Yep.
But talk to us a little bit about that
Yeah.
and put that in perspective for us.
It was always really important for us to keep the boys active. And really, it was partly because we know with Down syndrome, obesity tends to be kind of a factor later in life, just percentage wise. And we didn't want that for them. I mean, they already have health issues that they deal with. And, what can we avoid,
Yeah.
but also out of necessity, because like Chase would climb everything and jump off everything and run everywhere. So we needed a place for them to be.
Get out.
Yeah.
Active, yeah.
Yes. And then Zeke, we adopted him from Ukraine when he was 4.5. And when we got him from the orphanage, he could not run or jump because they didn't want them running off, and he didn't have the freedom to, jump on the trampoline in the backyard and all of that stuff. Yeah. So there was a deficit for him when we brought him home. And so gymnastics kind of filled that for a while. Special needs cheer kept them active too. They were so
cool.
Cute. They had like the cutest little cheer uniforms. It was adorable. So that was really fun. But yeah, a lot of those programs are short-lived. They last as long as their volunteers last.
Yeah.
Or their free facilities, or whatever programming is offered at that time. And so we went through a lot of iterations of different activities for them. And so being able to find a place for them at CrossFit where that could continue on into their adult life was huge, because now I know wherever we go, they can join a CrossFit community and still stay active and have friends and people around them and a place to go every day. And I mean, that's just such a bonus.
It's sustainable, right? And something that
Shoot,
they
Zeke's
can keep
at a
doing
point
forever.
now where he can almost walk into a CrossFit gym on his own and self-navigate.
He's really
and
close.
Totally,
He really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't tell him that. We said that.
right.
He'll be like, see, Mom, I can
know.
do it.
Exactly. I think he's happy that Chase is back now, because I ignore Zeke more because I have to be on top of Chase more.
He's such a teenage boy.
He gets a little more independent.
Yes,
right?
he does.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
can cut my
teen
own
boys.
reps.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we can't end the podcast without talking about Zeke.
Yeah.
So Zeke has now qualified for his second CrossFit Games in a row. Amazing. We're all excited to see him compete again. Tell us a little bit about what that was like the first time he qualified, going through that process, and let us know maybe sort of what you went through that whole process.
Well, it was kind of wild, right? Because he was a JV athlete.
I'll come a couple times a week.
And then he spent a summer in the adult classes just, kind of figuring things out. And then all of a sudden he qualified, right?
Yeah.
So,
and the process was a little crazy too, because there's a lot of movements that he had never done before.
Yep.
Yeah. And he actually missed it during the open, right? And then they did semi. So he missed it.
Cup.
So we had to do the community cup, and he qualified through that last chance spot. So that was, and I don't know this world either, like I've never followed the games or anything. Like, I don't know the athletes.
We're all learning it kind of, because it's a little different now than it was before.
Right.
And especially on the adaptive side, if you haven't been in it before, it's you gotta kind
There's a learning curve for
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But it's so exciting for me as a special needs mom to have a whole adaptive division.
yeah.
It's so welcoming and so just refreshing.
You've gotten to know some of the moms.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mom that, we've just been Facebook friends. I don't even know how we connected initially, but they weren't at the games last year, but they did qualify this year.
Oh, cool.
So that's
cool.
really neat. And we'll get to meet them face to face for the first time when we get there.
That's awesome.
I kind of distracted you. Training for the games last year, leading up to that and stuff like that. How was Zeke? How are you? How did that navigate?
Zeke's funny because he is a really hard worker sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's also a kid sometimes. And he also wants to do his own thing most of the time. And then he's very coachable other times ish, you know? And so it's kind of a
vouch for
wild
that as his
card.
coach. Yeah.
You know, and sometimes he really, really pushes himself so hard. And, you know, he says he wants it and you can see it, you know, and he tries really hard. And then other times he's checked out. So it's just.
I am not picking up this dumbbell, no matter what you say to me.
That happened today, didn't it?
Yeah. And then, but like, you know, in his last qualifier workout that we repeated this go around, then we're all like, just get a couple more reps. And he bangs out like 20 more reps on just his own accord. Like he set his mind to that. He did that. Really didn't come from any of us. Like he pushed through those last 10 seconds of that workout. So tough.
Yeah.
And I mean, I joke about this often though. Like I think that's kind of everyone in here, right? Like think Zeke's just sometimes not afraid to just be like,
There's
I'm not doing this.
no filter.
Like, you know, exactly. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Everybody's got
Like,
that.
we've
Everybody's got that
literally-
little guy on their shoulder.
Yeah, we've literally all been there before, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
sometimes Jesus is more honest than the rest of
Yeah.
us. Like, I don't want to ride this bike.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little hard to work around,
Yeah.
you know, and you got to be creative, you know.
I find him to be just so coachable. Like I think he is. Like I always feel like
'Cause you and
he's
Zeke have
gonna
the coolest
listen.
relationship.
He's
You
gonna
do.
try. Like
Yeah.
I always feel like he's up for it.
Yeah.
You know, I never like feel like he's gonna quit on me. Like I just always I love it.
You have a special little spark between you and him because I know,
That's great.
because I get a lot of pushback. And I'm.
Well, you're his mom.
You don't.
Well, your mom. Yeah, your mom. But
Right?
I say that too because I've coached him for a long time, JV and all the things.
Yeah.
It's different when you're here, Jim.
It is.
It's different. That one day we were
It
doing
is.
the redos, I was like, I'm not Jim. I can't be Jim. Yeah.
I love working with him.
Yeah.
I
That's
really
cool.
do. He's great.
Thank you.
I really look forward to what's coming later this summer. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
San Jose, here we come.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
So
We'll be
fun.
there.
And we haven't figured out what we're gonna do, but stay tuned. Doors of Daring members, we're gonna do something to raise some funds for the Maddex
Announcement,
family.
Amazing.
Doors of Daring
Yeah,
members,
we're gonna put together some kind of swag, some Maddex swag
We're
for
gonna
the
see what
games.
Zeke wants. We're gonna ask
Yeah.
his opinion. And do
So
it that
stay
way.
tuned.
He's going to say something crazy.
Yeah. Before we finish up though, like just as someone who's coached a lot of athletes, different ages, all the things, I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to coach your boys and to coach you too, Laurie. But I know it's not easy to trust people with your kids. I'm a mom, and probably especially not easy when your kids have needs that are just different from other kids, from other people. And like we do, I speak for myself, but I know the other coaches too. I'd probably speak for you too, Jim. Like, man, it's the biggest honor ever to like work with your
It
boys.
really is,
So,
Thank you.
and even Gavin when he
Thank
came
you.
here was awesome. So, but yeah, just thank you so much for that.
That's-
and be
that's
part of their journey.
Very meaningful because we don't see that everywhere. That's not typical. So
It's such a
for
joy.
him to be able to plug the boys in, you know, no questions asked, and you know, with the openness to learn about them and to figure them out and to just offer ways to, you know, make sure that they're successful is huge.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome learning experience for us.
Yeah.
I think I told you it's been a learning experience for me. I don't get to coach here that much, but when Zeke is around, I get to be a coach, and it's pretty cool. And like I had really no connection to the adaptive community until he qualified.
Yeah.
And I went to the games, and I would have never had that opportunity to see what those athletes can do. I mean,
It's amazing.
holy cow.
I'm so excited.
Like it is so impressive.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. And so just that opportunity, I agree with Courtney. Thank you for helping us become a part of that.
Yeah. It's a cool world.
It's been great.
So
It is.
cool.
It's been really great.
Yeah. So cool.
So I think maybe we just call it there. Maybe one last question. What do you think? You know, just going back to you, right? And you sort of made up your mind that this was going to be the year of Laurie, and now it's been like 2 years of Laurie. And I hope it's many more, right? But if someone else might be, sort of struggling to get off the floor, struggling with their weight or just how their joints feel, or just maybe how their breath is when they go up the stairs.
Yeah.
But they're like, man, that CrossFit stuff is scary.
Just what you said.
What would you say to that person now, having been through these last couple of years?
I think that there's such a just misinformation about what CrossFit is. Like if you haven't been inside the box, you know, and that you have to be the super elite athlete to really enjoy yourself here, and or to make any changes to yourself. But I think just walking in the door and knowing that everything is scalable, and that everyone is challenged on their own level. And again, like going back to the boys, like it's so inclusive. It's not about special needs or not. It's just about everyone. Everything's scalable, and you can make the workout whatever you need it to be for you, and then you just get a little bit better every day. So if you walk in and you can't do box jumps for several years,
that's okay.
It's fine.
Or even if you never are able to box jump, right?
Right.
It's okay. Yeah.
Right. I love watching members who scale because of, and this sounds weird, because they have knee issues or joint issues or whatever, or the fear of jumping on the box or whatever. But I love watching people do their best, and challenge themselves at whatever level that is, because it's just rewarding to do what you can do and then see how much more you can do. Yeah. After that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really enjoyed this. Thank you very much. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for liking and following the podcast. If you have any comments, feedback for us, please leave them in the comments. If you have an idea for an episode or topic, another awesome member that we should interview, please leave those in the comments, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.